Hey guys, it's me again. Gonna do a couple of commentary duels while I talk over them, so you can kind of see the mindset of at least one Ghostrick player. I assume we all play a little bit differently, but I'll kind of tell you why I do certain plays or do certain things, and you guys can tell me how dumb I am in the comment section below. Um, I did realize that what's the deck called? Buijins. Man, there's that deck's nasty against our deck because I mean our deck's slow paced and their control. Dumping those monsters to the graveyard, being able to pop my mansion with that Quillen. It's not a fun matchup. I mean you can grind the games out, but it's not easy. So I don't start with an optimal hand, but I also don't start with a bad one. We'll set our Jiangshi. I'm going to hang on to my needle ceiling. I don't want him to get sniped first turn. A lot of people just drop their MSCs first turn. And the likelihood of him special summoning 3 monsters to his side is pretty low. Because I'm going to hit something with a bottomless probably this turn. So the ideal thing would be to have him attack into Jiangshi, get her effect. Next turn, attack with Stein, and get our field spell going. We'll see what goes on though. He is not doing anything, so you know, when someone sets one monster and sets 3 back row, you do kind of have to think about your plays and how to utilize your resources to where you're not negging yourself too hard, you're not walking into obvious situations where you're going to lose a monster. Because when someone sets 3, it's pretty likely that he's running a quick draw deck. It's pretty likely they're going to do they have some protection. So what I need to do right now is I need to flip down. I need to flip down the Lone Fire right now. I cannot let that Lone Fire go off. I don't need his deck being opened up right now. He still has a tuner, but I'm not going to worry about it. I need that. I need this flip down first and foremost. It's going to end his turn, which is good for me. I could have gotten like a bonus thing if I use Panic, but I really need to, against a deck like this one, I really need to save my Panics for specific threats. Now, here's my conundrum for this turn, because I can normal summon Ghostrick Stein and attack into Quick Draw Synchron to get my field spell. Then I can overlay into Alucard to get rid of this Blossom. I really can't let this Blossom go off, but normally I'd really like to keep my Jiangshi out here and continue to plus, but I don't have that option. I can't let Lone Fire go off. We all know what Lone Fire does when it goes off. It just opens up many options for opponents. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Panic, or excuse me, the house here. I already have a Panic. Then main phase 2, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of this problem right now. I think there is a rank 3 that can special summon plants from the graveyard now that just came out. So we do need to be aware that that exists. But we're just going to do our best to kind of stall out. We'll go ahead and set the needle ceiling since we know he is playing a synchro deck that can synchro a lot. He actually can put 3 monsters out there each turn. If I didn't stop him that last turn, that's exactly what would have happened. I would have felt really dumb for not playing my needle ceiling. But we're in a good spot. Our card count total is 7, his is 4, so we're +3 on him already. So we gotta just kind of see how this goes. He's gonna go ahead and mind control me. I assume he's gonna try to pop one of my back rows. And that may be all he can do. Hopefully he hits the Ghostrick Panic. Because I don't have any set Ghostricks right now, it's not that big of a deal. But I guess we'll see what he decides to do. Some people will just mind control when they have nothing else to do, and yeah, that guy obviously had nothing else to do. So let's get another game in because that was kind of lame. Kind of like to play against that Bujin player, just played against a very hard game. I had to sit there and read a lot of the Bujin cards because I don't know what a lot of them do. You know, the Buijins that ran like the Fire Fist from last format is about as much as I know. So the new guy that just came out, the Ultra, and there's some traps that added the remove from play guys back into the graveyard so they could reuse their effects. That was just tearing me up. It's a really mean deck, so I really can't wait till the next set comes out because we get a lot more toys to play with when it comes to Ghostricks, Frost, and Mary. Mary especially is just going to be really good for the deck, and I'm excited about it. So I'm not running any of the new stuff in this deck. I think I have Duel Hands in my extra deck, but I try not to special summon them, just because I want to play this as honest as I can. So you can see our hand starts off pretty weak. I am going to go ahead and set this Ghoul and set some protection. And that's about it. I don't have a lot of options here. This is the second game in a row we've kind of started weak. And that's not really good when you're trying to showcase a deck and what it can do, but you also need to see the negative of the deck, that it's not always going to start perfectly. So let's see, once per turn you can activate fire and blah blah blah. I haven't seen Dragon used since early Fire Fist. Activate fire if you select one. Okay, whatever, do whatever you want. Really rather not use my Mirror Force on you, so I'll probably just Fiendish Chain him. I mean, that could all backfire if he has a MST. So I don't know, maybe I'll save that Fiendish Chain for that bear. I really need shit. Let's see. You can set one fire directly from your deck. So he's gonna get out another tanky probably, or a fuck it. Really wanted to save this for the bear, but I guess I can just MST that that Tenki next turn and kind of stuff the bear. Tensu, and oh fuck, he gets the MST, but he goes for the Tensu. Maybe to go ahead and just use his bear's effect now, which is like what he's about to do. So this is why setting MST first turn can be beneficial. Obviously, it's not an incredibly popular choice because it's too easy to get hit by your opponent's MST. Then you just trade. And I need MSTs to get rid of certain threats, so we're going to have to go ahead and use our Mirror Force here. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, we're still okay on our field. We just have no monsters left now. Then again, neither does he, so I can actually blind MST that, but I don't see the reason to. I am going to go ahead and set this MST now, though, because I know he is playing Fire Fist, so I don't want him getting off a Tenki. I don't want him resolving a Tenki if I can stop it. I don't have to worry about hitting any field spells, trying to go over my, there's the Tenki, so we're going to be able to hit that Tenki. I don't want to have to worry about any of the field spells going over, excuse me, I can't talk, going over mine. So he's just going to play his bear and try to get in and get a free Tenki. I'm going to have to Mirror Force him. I really don't have a lot of options right now. I started poorly, and I +1 on him with that last Mirror Force, so we're just going to kind of look at each other, and he's going to hit me with a lance. Of course, he'll hit me with a lance. So he's going to go ahead and get another Tenki, which I'm going to hit with this MST. And then I'm probably going to have to end up flipping this bear face down, unless my hand gets better. So he'll flip over that Tenki, and I'm going to have to hit it with MST. And that sucks, but you gotta deal with what you've been... Play with the cards you've been dealt. So we don't want that to resolve. We're already kind of playing from bad spot, but I mean, all it takes is really 1 or 2 cards. If we draw into a Jiangxi, we could be okay. I'm going to have to use Swords of Concealing Light next turn because he's going to be able to pop whatever I put out there anyway with that bear. I mean, I can't even just draw Stein. We will activate our house because I want to kind of cut the damage I'm going to be taking. Obviously gives him a target for a gorilla if he's playing it. We got to flip him face down though. Like we can't let him continue to plus and pop monsters. We got to stop it. So not the time you'd want to use the Swords of Concealing Light, but sometimes you have to just deal with what you've been given. And hope he doesn't have another monster. He does, but he sets it. So that, I don't know if he knows he can't flip that up next turn or if he doesn't care, but we're going to have one more turn of not having to worry about whatever he just set. Maybe we can draw into a Needle Ceiling, maybe we can draw into a Dark Hole, who knows. So he's just setting all of his cards right now. I can't say that I agree with that, but now I'm in a bad spot. I haven't drawn anything. I mean, if you look at what I've drawn, I've drawn literally nothing. And, you know, this can happen in any deck. In a lot of decks, like, a lot of meta decks, the reason why they're good is because they can draw 5 cards, and there's really not a bad combination of 5 cards. Like, it's very rare in a deck like Dragons to have a really just straight unplayable hand like I'm having to deal with right now, but, you know, it's just the way the game's played. So after I warning the bear, he doesn't have a response, so maybe we can get something going. If he doesn't take care of this Ghostrick house, our Stein's going to get in there. We are going to be able to get some disruption going, because I'm going to lance whatever he tries to activate onto the Stein. So he's leaving those 2 cards set. I haven't played Fire Fist in a while, but I don't know what monsters you would want to keep set, but maybe there are some. I assume he's probably got a bottomless that he's waiting to use. I hope it's not a warning, because I can't obviously stop the warning, but I can stop the bottomless. So we'll see what he's got. Even better, it could be a torrential, and he just tries to go for broke. He's just going to Valor me. Okay, Valoring's fine. I'm not going to risk attacking in when I can't even resolve his effect. What would you chain to your Valor? I mean, he's obviously got something he can chain here. This is kind of what makes Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro a little worse than Dueling Network, is that that's not a real interaction. You're seeing a timer go down on your opponent's side, knowing that they have something to chain to an effect. That's not realistic, and that's why some players just totally avoid it. So he doesn't really do anything, and I get another Stein. So this could actually get pretty interesting for me. I have to play this correctly, and as of right now, the correct play is probably to poke in with both Steins. If he has a Mirror Force, I'm going to lose one of them, but the other one will still get in. I really just need to start getting plays going here. I want to get lanterns in case he draws bears and stuff that he can't just keep, or he draws another bear, he can't just get a tanky off of it. I am going to go ahead and swing in with both these Steins and just hope that he doesn't have a Mirror Force so I can protect them both or save them both, because once I start getting those panics going, he's not going to be able to do anything either. So we're starting to get rolling here. There is the Mirror Force, but we're going to save one of our guys. I think maybe by setting these, he was trying to coerce me into attacking and running into a Mirror Force, which I eventually did, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. If I had Ghoul on the field, I would have just pumped one of these up and kind of gotten around the Mirror Force. So now I gotta think. Panic is probably going to be the best choice. Vanish, Ghostrick out, Vanish. I don't want to lose my stuff, but I need the disruption. I can't let this guy go. I'm actually in a spot where it's kind of optimal. I have both a Jiangshi and a Stein and my field spell rolling, and I don't want to give that up, and I don't want to lose any of my monsters, because I have another house that I can replace this one with. If he, you know, MSTs this or Gorillas this and attacks in, I need to be able to protect my Jiangshi and my Stein. So he doesn't have an answer again, so leads me to believe there may be some shenanigans going on over there. I am just going to poke in with a Stein. I think I'm going to get... I'm trying to think of what I should get. This guy's kind of baffling me with these 2 set cards. I'll go back and look later. I'm going to go ahead and get a Witch. I'm not going to summon the Witch. I don't want to trigger anything that's going to make me get rid of these things. I want, if he's like waiting for me to add another card before he does a Tarantula or something, I don't want to give him that opportunity. So we're just going to go ahead and Stein in. And we'll get advantage this time, so we can, next turn we can kind of be a little bit more liberal with what we're doing. So he does hit me with a Lance, which is totally fine. I still get my effect. I'd love to know what these cards are. I really would. But I'll find out later. So we'll get that Ghostrick out. Our hand's looking great. It's full and beautiful. We'll sit back our Stein. Hopefully he'll attack in this time so we can get a Lantern out, and then we can drop 2 Steins next turn. As you can see, the extra deck isn't that pivotal in Ghostricks, because when you're trying to build the advantage and build an optimal field, Alucard doesn't really help you with that. He helps you get rid of stuff that you flip face down that you want to get rid of, yeah. But he doesn't really help you beyond that. So what we're going to do is we'll flip up our Stein. We can run into Open Mirror Force now because we have Ghostrick Vanish, so I'm not too worried right now. I may swing in with everything. What I think I might actually do is, these two obviously aren't doing anything to stop me, so I could go into an Alucard here, because I have another Panic. There's not really much I'm going to be using my Stein for now, so I actually can go into Alucard and start. It makes sense now because I have an established shield, I have an established hand, and I can start putting him to work. I'm not going to hit any of these monsters that haven't done anything to me for a few turns. We'll hit that newly set back row, which was a Tenkin. I'm not even going to read it. Don't know what it does. Don't care. And then we'll just swing in here. And we're actually in a really good position. If he decides to attack into my Alucard, I can stop it with a Lantern. And if he tries to, drop a Dark Hole, I have my Ghostrick out. We're in a really good position. So I set the other one just because, it's a threat. At this point, I don't have to worry about heavy. I don't have to worry about a lot of things. So I can actually play a lot more freely. And I'm really surprised I made it to this point in the game considering how it started. I'm sure you guys would actually agree. So he sets 2 more cards. This is the bad thing about the Spell and Trap deck that he's running here, is that I'm not fearing anything. What am I supposed to be fearing from this deck? I'm just going to use Alucard. I'm going to hit one of the cards you just set. A lot of times people, the first one they set, I've noticed is kind of the bigger threat, but obviously that may just be hogwash and mean nothing. So again, I have this Ghostrick out here, so I'm not fearing a Mirror Force. He drops Mirror Force, and that's all he's got left. He's done. So we'll attack in with Stein. I don't even know if I have any more targets with Stein. So there's the Mirror Force, and he's going to be very upset knowing that I'm not going anywhere. And that may be game. If he has another Mirror Force, I mean, it's still not going to do anything, so I think we just won. But yeah, he lost connection. But there's a couple games, guys. I don't want this video to go too long, and that's why with any of these duels, play it out. You really get a feel for your deck of how to pull yourself back into a game if you put yourself behind at the beginning. As you saw at the beginning of that duel, we were very far behind. I actually don't remember what I named that game. I wanted to see what those 2 set cards were. Is there some just random? Maybe I do this more than I thought. Is this it? Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Nope. Yeah, this actually is it. He's running Flamville Guard. He set 2 Flamville Guards. So I don't feel too great about this deck, or beating this deck. If he's running Flamville Guards, he may be trying to do something kind of unique. Yeah, he's got blasters in there. He's got Wolf Bark. So this is actually, it's kind of a cute build. Is the tuner one? No, he just wanted another fire target for his blaster, and it was in the form of Flamville Guard. And I guess this will teach him a pretty dang good lesson because he had this game well in hand. And we were just able to play out of it. So, I mean, if you look at this point of the game, I mean, he's up cards on me, and I'm just able to stall out. We'll watch a quick replay of it, because it'll go a lot faster than the actual game was. So I was sitting there fearing 2 Flamville Guards, well, sort of fearing. As you saw later, I didn't really give 2 craps about them. I just don't know why he was setting them against Ghostricks. It's just kind of dead space, and you're adding numbers of monsters on the field for my Needle Ceiling to hit, or to add to the count. So I don't know. Lance, we ate up those Mirror Forces really well. In this deck, you really have to be able to play around Mirror Force because it will mess you up. So we have the Vanish, we have the Lance, and actually Ghoul. What Ghoul will do is it'll put all the attack power into one card, and that way if you do get Mirror Force, you only lose one card. You're still hitting for the same amount, and if it's like a Stein, you'll get its effect off over, you know, bigger monsters. Stein can get huge. Any of these monsters you're pumping up can get potentially huge. You know, I'm talking like 5k monsters sitting on the field, attacking over Obelisk. I actually did that in a game earlier. I wish I had saved it. He spent the whole deck setting, and I set a whole field of monsters, and he gets out Obelisk. He attacks in for 2k damage. Congratulations. Next turn, I turn around, flip up my Ghoul, pump up a Lantern to, I can't remember the exact number it was at, and attack over it. So that was actually pretty cool. So this is where the duel is pretty much lost for him. He probably was really happy he drew that Mirror Force, but we already had the Ghostrick out for it. And if you guys have any questions, post them below. I enjoy doing these videos for you. And in response to, I mean, on my last video, guy was saying that I told you guys wrong, that you don't need to run 3 Stein and 3 Jiangxis. I actually said in the video that I recommend that you run 3 of those, each of those, and then the other ones you can kind of play around with the numbers. And he also got onto me for not stating how good Ghoul is. As you saw, Ghoul is kind of questionable at the beginning of the duel, and that's why I'm not running 3s, because I don't want to draw Ghoul early. I want to pull Ghoul off of a Jiangxi play and later a Ghostrick Mary play when my field's optimal for it. I don't want to be forced into setting a Ghoul because it does nothing for me, and that second game was a perfect example of that. So he's kind of, you can read the comment, he thought I undersold Ghoul, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but there you go, guys, and see you soon.